Wow. You have seen all of the things in all of the countries, in all types of companies for like 25 years, right? What do you think is the thing that breaks the employees? Let's say there's an A player. He's super hardworking. He knows the culture. Okay, I have to do this. The founder also hires the perfect guy. Okay, this is the A player. He has proofs and he has everything and he is hardworking and he knows how to do his stuff. Okay, let's say he's a sales guy. He knows how to track all of his KPIs. But let's say after 3 months, let's say after 4 months, let's say after 6 months, a year, what happens to those guys? What happens in the process? Where do they fall apart? Because most people don't like their job, right? I don't know, like if it's just human thing or what, but most people hate their jobs. Why do you think like that happens? We have seen it all.
Right. Okay. Number one, if you are not communicating with your employees, it creates an atmosphere of trying to guess what's happening. That breaks people, especially if you have to make hard decisions, let people go, do anything like that. If you are not communicating clearly with your employees at all stages during their life cycle, you're going to create confusion and you're going to create general unhappiness. Two, you need to literally always, it wraps into communication again, but it's learning how to listen, like listen to what they're saying, understand what they're saying. Because like, if you're not, then the people on the ground that's selling, say you've got a product, right? You think your product is the best product since sliced bread. The people on the ground are selling the product and they're hearing firsthand from the customers that stuff's not working correctly. So they're coming back and they're trying to tell you, and you're like, no, my product is the best thing since sliced bread. I created it. Yeah. So can you imagine if somebody's coming to you with feedback, right? You're not taking that feedback on and they're having to go out and sell or having to deal with customers that are unhappy all the time. How are they going to feel? So getting the feedback from your employees is big. Engagement surveys, product feedback, any of that stuff, big, massive, huge. Then it comes to clarity around the roles. Like you've got to have clarity. Yeah. The worst thing you can have is you join a company thinking that you're doing one thing and then you end up doing something else without it, a clarity. That's, job competencies, that's KPIs and deliverables. That's like, if I do A, B, and C, the next evolution of my career is D. And I know that because there is clear guidelines as to what I need to do to become that next stage of what I want to be. So if you're not doing that and you're not kind of giving them clarity around their roles and where they need to be next, that breaks employees. Then you have management, right? You have leadership and you have management. Managers sometimes they don't speak life into their employees. They don't lead from the front when it comes to certain things. They micromanage, they nitpick, they don't like advocate for employees. Like they will literally throw their own employees under the bus. So they take the rap, even if it might be them that's done something wrong. So you can get really bad managers that break an employee spirit.
Yeah.
And that happens. And then, like, as I said, there's difference between a leader and a manager because, I've worked in a company, right, where they were cutting back all costs they were cutting back. But the leaders and managers were like going out on massive drinks vendors. They were flying like business and first class. So like they were telling us that we would get like a 1 or 2% increase.
No.
They're literally doing these things, right? And I get it because I've had to fly, London to LA and backwards and forwards, like 11 hours or 11 and a half hours in economy seat is not fun, especially if you've got to get straight off the plane and go to a meeting. You want to be able to work, be comfortable, do whatever. So there was times for it, but not all the time, and not throwing it in people's faces as you're telling them at the same time that we've got to cut back. There needs to be austerity. Make sense? All of those big things can go in. And then then there's that employee wellness piece. So if your expectation is that you work 40 hours a week, but the managers or leaders of the company are making you work close to 60. You're not going to be happy. You're going to burn out, you know? If they don't care about if you have something that's happened. I mean, look, I worked at a company, but doing that and then me checking in on that person, how do you want me to contact you? Would you prefer email or telephone call?
Mm-hmm.
They let me know, would you prefer this or that? And it's giving them the options and then sticking by everything they said. So, but you want me to call you and be on the phone for 30 minutes to check in? I'm going to do that on the day that we set. And I'm going to check with you 20 minutes before to make sure you're still okay to do it. People appreciate it. And I think that's why I said I get really upset when people see HR as the police of an organization. We're not there. I have people that I worked with 10 years ago that still reach out to me for help and advice. People that, yeah, that I've managed that still contact me and who got sent a box of donuts last month just because like they were thinking about me and they just wanted, I get messages like, I wish we still worked together. That means I'm a good person. When people reach out and I'm not working for organizations anymore, they want HR advice and they want support because, they don't feel like they're getting it from the current HR person or HR person doesn't understand.
This is just a small request. If you are one of the only people to watch this podcast, you have a special power of subscription. Your subscription directly helps us unlock our first $1,000 donation. When we hit 10,000 subscribers, you'll get to vote on which charity receives it. So please subscribe. Your voice truly matters.